guys, how you guys doing? I'm here to share some information to you on about lenses, Canon lenses, and their teleconverters. So I'm here to tell you guys about the third generation teleconverters. Like this one is a 1/4 converter, generation 3, and this one I actually have a 2x converter on this particular lens right here, third generation as well. Let's say you want to double this magnification or make it past 2x. You want to further the magnification on the lens even more so. You cannot take this teleconverter and connect it to the 1/4 converter like you would with the second generation teleconverters. It's because they construct the lens in here slightly different. It's more spread out towards the edge of the base of this construction right here on this particular converter. I found a way on how to make these two connect. So you can literally take two 2x teleconverter generation 3s and put them together. There's only one way to do it. Alright, this is an extension tube, and this is a 12mm extension tube, kenko. You can get kenko or you can get Canon. I personally think if you compare the two, their structure is exactly the same, and there's no lens. See, compared to the Canon, they're built very similar. So here you go. This is what we're gonna do. I want to jump this lens from a 400mm now to a 1200mm. Very gentle with this thing. You can obviously see I cannot connect these two together because it doesn't go past that point right here. We're going to take this 12mm extension tube and we're going to connect him right here. Doesn't turn it into a macro. Just to let you guys know, it does not turn it into a macro lens. It literally just gives it enough space to where this doesn't touch the lens, and it works exactly as it should as a teleconverter. As you can see, 2x converter is compatible with the 1/4 converter, third generation both. Just like so. Just like that. Now he's a 1200. This is a 400mm f2.8. I now turn it into, with the 2x, it will turn it into an 800. And with the 1/4 converter, just on here alone, would turn it into a 600. Now you want to turn it into a 1200. You combine the 2x with the 1/4 converter, turns it into a 1200mm now. And obviously the aperture changes. So now that we can connect them together, you guys can use your lens now as a 1200. You can actually connect a 2x with another 2x third generation, or 2x third generation with a 1/4 third generation, as long as you use a 12mm extension tube, kenko or Canon. I can really get close to nature with this now, and the aperture changes now to f8. So 2.8 with a 2x making it an 800 changes it to 5.6. Now if you just have it set to a 600 with the 1/4 converter, that's a f4. Now if you put 2x with 1/4 converter together, it now changes the aperture to f8. So it's more closed off, letting not much light in, but still f8 at 1200mm is pretty good. As long as you have a decent amount of light outside, and it works pretty well. This is just a video on how to just connect these two teleconverters together when they're third generation, and it works well.